Now, Rod was saying he found it a little bit hard sometimes, looking at those 5-minute rounds for the MMA and then having like a 20-minute match in Jiu-Jitsu. But I think that the energy output that you have to have for MMA shouldn't be an issue for him with something like this. So.
I'd say a 5-minute MMA round is still 10 times harder than a 20-minute Jiu-Jitsu match.
Yeah, that's it.
I've had experience in MMA, and
you can pace yourself more in Jiu-Jitsu, and you can bring things more into your comfort zone to manage that energy output if you need to. So MMA, you just don't really have that luxury because someone can really push you, and you get punched in the face.
I was about to say, I don't think there's anything quite like being punched in the face by another human being. It's extremely exerting, even if you're not the one doing it.
Yeah, that's it.
Both here looking for some wrist control and some feints on their snaps. It's really good to see. Bit of wrestling
really
happening.
Testing out where they're at with their posture, their give back. When you pull back, you want to see sort of how's this reaction going with them. Are they going to bite or are they going to keep their composure?
Exactly. Yep. Tom with some good head control there. Costa just relaxed and calm out there. He looks very loose. Tom looks a little tense.
Yeah, so, someone like Rod, obviously no stranger to being on his feet, whereas, a lot of grapplers are used to spending the majority of their time on the ground. So, there's probably a difference in comfort zones there for sure.
Yeah, I like these feints, and that's a nice hard collar tie there from Costa.
Yeah, now, so Kyle's always told me that Rod Costa is very strong. His squeeze is absolutely phenomenal, deceptively so.
Has a nice little 2-on-1 exchange here. Deep bite on that hook on the elbow. Tom did well to frame out of that. Big feeling out process here. This is nice to see. A lot of time in this match too, so we could see a little bit of this before anything actually happens.
Yeah, so when you got 20 minutes, you really don't want to rush it to the ground sometimes because you don't want to end up on the bottom and having to suffer on the bottom for a long period of time, especially in a 20-minute match. You never know if that person that gets you to the ground or if you sit, how well they're going to be able to maintain that top position.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's worth tiring your opponent out with these collar ties, these feints, these snaps, that by the time you shoot on them, they're a lot easier to hold on to once it hits the ground.
It's really interesting the difference with men and women when it comes to standing on the feet. Like a lot of the male matches, they do feel a lot more comfortable exchanging on the feet. In my experience, quite a lot of women feel a little bit impatient after about a minute, and you'll often see one of them sit because they just want to get into more solid jiu-jitsu action, whereas guys really look to establish like who's going to take this top position, right?
I feel like it's almost like the stubbornness of males and trying to force their will on the other person. We all know women are much more calculated.
Sometimes I do wonder though, a lot of it comes into that sort of, like for me personally with my grappling people, I feel a lot safer with my main training partners being guys, bringing things to the ground quicker. So I tend not to spend a lot of time on the feet in the training room. Whereas guys themselves against each other would probably feel comfortable spending more time on their feet. So I think that's sort of one of the main things there with that.
For sure.
Guys are hard to wrestle. I mean, like, even though I'm a black belt, I find some white belt and blue belt guys hard to take down, right?
For sure,
Let alone the purple, brown, black, I don't even try.
Just with that size discrepancy too, and the athletic aspect of it too. Both boys looking for underhooks. A bit of a kick there from Costa on the outside of that leg. The collar ties are starting to get more engaged here, and we're seeing a little bit more action on this hand fighting. It's starting to heat up a little bit, like their feeling out process is almost finished. Costa looking for that really big bite on that 2-on-1.
Very strong bite that he had there. He wasn't impatient to use it though.
He's looked for that a couple of times now. And Tom's looking for this throw by foot sweep.
Yeah.
So they both have something they want specifically at this moment in the match.
Yeah. I'm curious to see as time goes on, are we going to see someone start looking to pull,
for sure,
getting a little bit impatient and tight on the feet? Are we going to start seeing maybe a little bit more chance taking?
Costa looks very heavy on these collar ties, like it's putting a bit of strain on Tom. His posture's starting to get quite low. Costa's
Both
legs
quite
are quite
heavy
straight.
on their feet. It's interesting to see how both of them, you know, that they sort of come out a little bit away from each other, their legs straightening, and then they readjust.
Oh, flying guillotine attempt here.
Rod's found the net, and he's just gone for it. Wrapped his legs around, and Tom is scrambling to get
got
out.
him.
He gets
the tap.
Wow. How's that for a finish for our main event?
Like I was saying, though,
I'm here with your winner, Costa. That was a really beautiful guillotine. Looked like those collar ties over time were starting to break down his posture. Did you feel that sense of when you were doing that his head was starting to linger forwards?
Yeah, I felt that. I hate matches like that is just collar tie for so long. So I don't like to be in those, but yeah, I didn't want to pull. I've been dealing with a couple of lower back issues, so I didn't want to risk too much on the wrestling, you know. And I felt like I was safe. Hopefully, next time a little bit more exciting. But yeah, I think it was breaking down a bit quicker than me. Who knows?
You looked ultra comfortable out there. It didn't look like you had any lower back problems, especially exchanging those collar ties, some heavy collar ties. We calculated, I think the match spent 3-4 seconds on the mat and majority standing, but you looked comfortable out there. Anything next for you for Battlegrounds or for MMA, and to let the people of Perth know?
I want to concentrate now on ADCC trials, get there and put on a good showing, and hopefully MMA in Feb, the Perth card. So hopefully I'll be on that one for Eternal. Defend the belt, yeah.
Thank you so much, Rod. All right, guys, I'm here with Tom. Tom, not the way you want the match to go, unfortunately. How did you feel on the feet until, obviously, the snap down into the guillotine?
Yeah, same as Rod. Like, obviously, those collar tie matches are pretty fucking boring, but 20-minute match, like, I know he's obviously fit. He's, like, putting this in between a couple MMA fights, so knew he'd be in, like, good shape. But was, planning on using collar ties, wear him out a little bit, work underhooks and shit, but didn't end up getting it done.
No, it looked super tight once it hit the mat, and unfortunately you had both arms trapped inside that guillotine with the closed guard. But what's next? Where are you off to now? What's your aim?
Trials is always the plan. Anything that comes up, like anyone 70 kilos want a match. I'm keen to keep working. Like I'll never turn down a match. So if anyone wants to get anything done, I'm keen.
For sure. Look, I'm sure Perth will have you back out here, even though you're from Victoria. But Battlegrounds will be happy to have you again. Thank you, Tom.